Good.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Enjoying the sun?
Yes.
That's good to hear. Is anyone sunburnt? Someone moved to that. Okay, you're excited. Tomato red. Let's go. All right. So it was a hot summer's afternoon when I was lying in bed with my partner. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah. We were naked. A little sweaty. A little out of breath. You need to take a moment to imagine that. I'll wait. You get the whole picture? All right, so it's actually a pretty good occasion because this is our first time being together after what had been a month-long separation. Things weren't going well in the relationship. It happens. So we decided we were going to go for that Ross and Rachel technique. Someone's been there before. Yeah, we went on a break. And it was a really, really long month, but it was okay now because when I was back in that man's bedroom and I was looking at him, I kind of realized that what we have is something special, and I think it's something worth fighting for as well. So I'm ready to have that conversation. I say to him, I want to know everything that happened over the previous month. He looks at me, and he smiles, and he tells me he's been traveling around, he's been doing a little bit of drinking, and he's been sleeping around, but that's fine, because he's going to tell me the solution to our problems. He thinks he's figured it out. So that's great, guys. This is great. And I tell him, just tell me what it is already. I'm so ready to hear it. Let's go. Phil, he says, I don't think we should be monogamous anymore. No, it's fine. It's fine. This isn't the first time we've had this conversation, actually. It's one of the reasons why we were kind of having a difficulty in the relationship. It came up quite a bit. You know, I kind of like this idea of tiptoeing around the monogamy-ish pool, where he kind of wanted to like deep dive into something a lot more open. And we would make a compromise, we would find a way to make it work, quite honestly. Just this time it's a little bit different. He's kind of changed his tactic. It's not that he wants to be in an open relationship, he's actually telling me that he is 100% polyamorous. That this is how he always felt, he just didn't know how to tell me. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Because if this is what he thinks is going to be the solution to what's happening in that bed, then I'll give it a shot. Why not? But before I can do that, I kind of have this thought scratching in the back of my head. So I ask him, I say to him, but before we kind of talk about anything more, I need to know, had anything happened outside of our relationship while we were together? Phil, he says, look, sometimes when I'm at the club, and of course you're not there, well, there'll be a little bit of kissing. A little bit of kissing. All right? Honestly, somewhat of a gray zone. So that's fine. But like, anything else that happened? Phil, he would say again. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of touching maybe. Okay, but touching where? Touching how exactly? Only over the pants, he would say, trying to assure me. But sometimes under the pants as well. A little bit of hand stuff happening, but clearly that's where he draws the line. Well, he also would let them give him head sometimes. And I'm starting to see like how it's escalating. I'm starting to see a pattern here, and I really can feel that there's only one more question that I can ask. And that's to say, but do you reciprocate? Yeah, Phil, I do. It's only fair. So it's a hot summer's afternoon, and I am lying in bed, and this guy's waiting for me to respond. But I don't know exactly what he expects of me. That, maybe this will be the straw that broke the camel's back. Maybe this will be the end of it. That I'll finally just leave him. But guys, I'm naked in this bed. I'm sweaty. Just felt his touch all over my body. This is something you gotta fight for, right? So, I decide I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna find a way to fix it. So I start doing research. I go on Spotify and I start listening to these podcasts by Generation Zers who are telling me that I should definitely be in an open relationship. And I'm going onto YouTube and I'm listening to TED Talks. There's this woman called Estelle Perel. I still hear her Belgian accent in my dreams. And I'm going through blog posts. Like, I got all the way to 2006 Tumblr to try and find an answer, to try and find a dialogue, to find a way to have a proper conversation with this guy. But the problem is I'm doing all this research, but every time I try to talk to him, he just looks at me and says, "Why do you think I have all the answers?" But guys, it's not that, right? Like, I just want to know, if we're going to change the foundation of a relationship, there should be a structure, there should be a plan, we should be able to respect each other's boundaries. "I don't know, Phil," he would say. "Can we just change the subject?" Excuse me? Change the subject? Change the Not gonna get mad. Change the subject. So, that's what I did. I changed the subject. And I said goodbye for the last 4 years of my life. And I was sad. It was pretty desperately sad as I saw my entire life become nothing but a single bed and a pile of cardboard boxes. But from that sadness, I began to find a new kind of confidence. I began to seek out my friends who were there to support me. I began to talk to my family, like my aunt, who kept saying to me, "You're doing so much for him, but what is he doing for you?" And she was right. So I continued going out, and I continued finding new spaces, new places to dance. I found new ways to feel sexy like I'd never felt sexy before. Yeah. Damn straight. And I also found places where I could walk in and feel like I had family, feel like I belonged in a community, like Mezrab, for example. And you know what? In the year 2020, in the midst of a global pandemic, I bought a home for myself. So, I remember when I looked at this guy and I said to him, "I never want to see you again." I wasn't mad when I said it, honestly. Even though I knew that in some way, somewhere down the line, he thought we could be friends again. That we would share a beer and things would be okay. But dude, I can't. Not while I'm still trying to fix it. Even though I already have. Thank you.